Hey, welcome to the channel, you guys. I've been doing a thing about remakes and comparisons, and I was thinking about the remakes, and I'm going to start my comparison pretty soon. But I'm going to get straight to it. One of the remakes I want to talk about. I just want to ask you guys which one you guys like the most out of them. And these are not reviews, you guys. This is just me getting on this channel, just trying to be creative and come up with some stuff and see if it'll take off. If it don't, no biggie, because I do have a pretty good job, so I'm just doing this for fun. So I know a lot of people want to get on YouTube and they want to get big and famous or be some celebrity. I'm not into that. I mean, it'd be nice, but no. I got a job, so and I thank God I got a good job. So anyway, this is fun to me, and I appreciate people who gets on here and checks my channel out. So anyway, one of the remakes I want to talk about this time is called House of Wax. Now, House of Wax came out in 1953. Now, I wasn't born then. I was born in 1959. House of Wax, their leading man was Vincent Price. Everybody know who Vincent Price is. But man, was I a big lover of Vincent Price. I mean, you got to understand that my mom liked Vincent Price. Most of my family members liked Vincent Price. He was big, you know. A lot of people like Vincent Price. You know, Vincent Price was born in St. Louis, Missouri. That's where I was born. I just seen that. Boy, he had the creepy look. He just was overall just a good actor, man. He could fit a lot of roles that were made for him, you know. But anyway, his movie was made came out in 1953, and it was called it has a 93% Rotten Tomatoes, by the way. 93% Rotten Tomatoes, and like I said, it's an hour and 30 minutes long, and I have to tell you, man, I love old movies. I just love old movies, man. Even when I watch movies, I realize there's not many people of color in a lot of movies at that time, but it still doesn't take away the love I have for those movies. You know, I grew up with them, and I remember crossing my legs and watching the old black and white TV and watching some of those old. They used to have this thing called Shock Theater. A lot of y'all don't know what that is, because that was called Shock Theater. That was in Ohio, here in Ohio. But, you know, other states had their other logos of stuff that they probably watched in their states as well. But in Ohio, it was called Shock Theater. And you could catch a lot of these old classics. I call them classics. But yeah, House of Wax, 1953. Now, I really enjoyed this one. If I can get that one in 4K, I would. But I know I can catch it on some of these streaming services. But yeah, I really enjoyed that one. Now, the other one I want to talk about is House of Wax. Came out in 2005. It had a 27% Rotten Tomatoes, so that means a lot of people must not care for it. But, it had two leading people in it. It had a lot of people in it, which was, the House of Wax of 1953 had a, pretty nice cast in it too. But, Vincent Price was the leading man in that. He was the main dude. But this got Alicia Cuthbert is her name, and Chad Michael Murray. They was the main two people. They played like a brother and sister thing. And I remember watching that movie, and I was like, wow, this movie ain't too bad. Wow, I like this movie. But I remember watching that movie, and I kept saying, man, would I do all the stuff that they do in there? But, a lot of times people put stuff in movies to make it more interesting or something. But they was trying to go to a football game, and there was an accident, and they had to take the side road, and then their belt ended up breaking on the car, and they decided to sleep in this area, and then this truck rolled up on them, put the lights on them, and then so they tried to go into this town to get some kind of belt to go on the vehicle, and the whole town was just, it was just a vacant town with I think, last time I watched it, I know it had, it was a Broadway couple that had a couple kids or something like that, and then the whole town ended up, the two boys ended up growing up, and then I think it was two brothers. It's been a while since I watched it, but I know everybody that was in there, that would end up coming to that town, they would end up getting killed and they'd be encased in wax. But that was the same way in the House of Wax in 1953. But I ain't gonna lie, I like that House of Wax of 2005. I was surprised it was that, to me, I enjoyed it. It was a different twist, obviously. But if I had to make my choice, I would take, obviously, the House of Wax 1953 because it was more creepier. And you didn't have the special effects that you have today, obviously. So, it's not a upbeat version. The only thing about 2005, it's more catered to my era because, you have a mixture of different people in there, which is cool, relief to see. Back then it was just different. That's no biggie. I'm just saying that, But I really did like that 2005. I think it deserves a better Rotten Tomatoes than 27, though. I'm surprised. I think I would give it like maybe a 55, no more than a 60 maybe, but not no 27. But most people must not have cared for it. So. But I caught myself watching that quite a bit. But look, at the end of the day, if I had to make my choice, I'd have to go with Vincent Price because I love Vincent Price. Who doesn't like Vincent Price? But, might have been some people out there that didn't like Vincent Price. Who knows? But I know I grew up with him. That was, I born in 1959. Of course, my mom liked Vincent Price, and I had relatives that liked Vincent Price. You had Michael Jackson use Vincent Price's voice in his Thriller video. Little educational history background there thing there, but I think a lot of y'all knew that anyway, but maybe some young people don't, younger people. But anyway, you guys, that's my remake in comparison. House of Wax 1953 and House of Wax 2005. I really like them both, to tell you the truth, but my favorite one is the 1953. It's just that was my time. I was, when I got about 7 or 8 years old, I really started watching all these movies, and I thank God my mom turned me on to it and some of my relatives. So yeah, but I enjoyed that 2005. Anyway, you guys, God bless and take care, and we'll catch you in the next video. We'll see you.